It's the show after the show.
It was like a mystery because I was like, it just went right to AJ, and then everybody came in.
Look, I'm a little uncomfortable with that. Like, I don't mind being on camera. I get asked this question a lot, but I don't need to be on camera. There's a reason I chose at that point in time a videoless medium.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so I was talking about this earlier, but I figured we expand it. So one of the really annoying things about people is when you're younger, you don't think you have to listen to anybody. And if you have younger siblings, you get like a double dose of it because like throughout your entire life, you grow up, you go through your teenage or early college years, and people will give you, your parents and stuff will give you advice, and you go, whatever, old man, don't leave me alone, and you just brush them off. Mm-hmm. And then you'll learn the hard way that they were right, and then you're like, oh, it probably would have saved me a few steps along the way if I wasn't such an idiot. So if you have younger siblings, I feel like you get kind of a double dose of it because, like, I have two sisters. They're in their early 20s, and it's that same thing all the time. And I'm not saying they're like jerks or anything about it, but I'm like, do this, and then they don't do it, and then I'm right, and I'm like, this is so frustrating because I know what's happening. Like, I'm trying to give you advice to save you some steps to skip you ahead, but more often than not, people have to learn the lesson the hard way before they're like, oh, okay, maybe. So my question is, what is the piece of advice or pieces of advice you wish younger you would have listened to?
Okay. So there's
a
I can't
lot.
remember what it was. I don't know why I do that. There's a class that you take when you're going through puberty, right? There's they
Like
have
a health class?
It's not a health class, but there's like a class that they have here that kind
okay.
of explains like what's going on. Like
Right,
it's I can't remember if it's like part of the class, but it's kind of, anyways. The one thing that I remember it's saying, if you are a little bigger, start working out or losing that weight because
You're preaching to the choir.
because it will not go away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not that big. It'll all stretch out because, I'm going to get bigger. Nope. It just got bigger with me.
No, dude, you're preaching to the choir. It's one of the things. Like, I wish I could go back to that time, even in college, that I thought I was fat, and that would be ideal. That would be so amazing.
And I would probably just pick up a gym routine and just stick with it. I mean, ideally.
I'm with you on that. Or more than anything, maybe just not eat like absolute trash all the time.
Yeah.
Because that was just as much a part of it too. Like, how much fast food can we jam in a week?
Yep. Or only eat Kool-Aid. Drink Kool-Aid all the time. That's all you ever drink is Kool-Aid.
More water.
Yep.
I'm
Well,
with you.
here's
Ew.
the thing. Like, for me, I don't think, looking back now and seeing pictures, I don't think I was actually heavy or fat.
Oh,
But the
Nope.
reason that I had so many body issues, and I still do now, and I know I've gained weight, so I'm not what I used to be, but I think what really killed me was, one, my family would call me fat, and two, the doctors told me I was morbidly obese, which, looking back, I'm like, doctors, you really saw this 16-year-old little girl, or not little girl, but like teenager, and thought it's a good idea to call her morbidly obese.
Wow,
That's-
that's pretty harsh, though,
Yes.
coming from your family.
Yeah, everybody. No, punch everybody. The doctors included. Just start swinging for the fences.
So I don't know. I've always had self-image issues, and I think the one thing I would tell myself is ignore them all. They're all wrong, because I know that now, but still messed with my head.
No, I'm 100% with you. Looking back now, I was like, definitely 100% not fat. You know what's cruel though, because we all have siblings. So I'm the oldest of four. My siblings, my three other siblings, all take after my mom. They are tiny, stick thin, because my mom is stick thin. I, on the other hand, dad.
Built like a truck.
Yeah. Sturdy is how I prefer it, sir. Thank you. But it's so stupid. The only caveat that I get is that my brother got my dad's hair, which is not very thick, and I got not his hair. So I should be all right, even though balding comes from your mom's side of the family. Mm-hmm. And our grandpa lived over 100. He had his full head of hair the entire time. So that's good news. It's good news.
That's good news. That is good news.
No, but that's a good one because like I've thought that all the time too. Just general, not even like the now where I'm like, oh, I'll eat salad and I'll work out and it'll be great, and then I'm just like a week later I'm like, I'm never gonna commit to that. Just like the not eat like trash and maybe occasionally, get on a treadmill. 100% with you on that.
It's fine. I'm in my 20s. I can eat pizza all the time.
That's the funny thing is that I got the freshman 15 was legit real for me. I was like, oh, that's so stupid. What's going to happen? And then it happened. I gained 15 pounds because like you just are more forced to like walk and stuff more. Whereas you get to college, you're responsible for it. I was like, I don't need to go to class. It's fine. And so, it's
I
easy
didn't
to
have
gain
that
that weight.
experience, so I don't know.
I did. It wasn't great. Honestly, that would be my advice too. Like we were talking about school already this week in the after show. And for me, one of the things too would be to like just take things in general more seriously. Like I know we were talking about senioritis, and I had it bad. And the thing that triggered it for me is I had a teacher that my junior year I was taking trig, and calculus was senior year advanced math, and she was like, "Don't take it if you're not going to go into a career that's not math based." And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go into some kind of artistic field. I don't need math," which I don't need calculus, but I took that as blow off the whole year because I don't need any of this. Foreign language? Nope. Bunch of band classes, a bunch of art stuff, like completely blew the whole year off. And it was fine. It was fun. But then I got to college and I had no idea how to actually be a good student. And I was terrible. There's a reason why it took me 7 years to finish my undergrad degree. 7.
Well, I think my problem is, like I said before, I was just bored. And even in college, I was bored, especially like in the required courses. Like, I know how to write an essay. Like, that was the whole thing. And I understand, like,
essay.
my major was in communications with an emphasis on journalism. So I had to do a lot of writing. But get your peers to peer review your paper. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry if there's any Texans out there, but the Texas educational system. I was reading 7th grade level papers in college. I was like, what is this? Oh my gosh.
Look, I don't want to say you're stupid, but if I say ignoramus, do you know what that means? No. Okay, I'm going to go with that.
I mean, when you're in college and you start off with, I'm going to be talking to you about this. I'm like,
rough.
I was like, how do I kindly say, this is garbage, redo it, get a tutor?
You might want to think about reworking this opening.
Did you read this?
Did you just write this like 2 minutes ago? Which, to be fair, that's probably what they did.
I felt like that I did okay with essays. Like once I finally got the grasp of like the format of them, they became easier. Uh-oh.
I mean, I like writing, so.
I don't.
Yeah, that would be another probably advice I would give younger self is take work seriously. I know you're bored, but get better grades.
Somebody Keaton commented vom.red, so I don't know what that means.
Obviously. VOMRED. That's great. That's maturation class, Brady said. Maturation class is what Brady commented on Facebook to your class you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. So while we're giving out advice, how about this? So I had a message today. We talked about it on the morning show. And so the basic premise is your sister's friend started dating a friend of yours. It's not in the inner circle, but you're friends, but piece of trash, absolute piece of trash. Cheats, selfish, just not good person. The question was, should I say something to my sister's friend? Because I know that this guy's probably heading her down to the heartbreak area, and he's not great. Do you warn someone about a friend of yours that's not good at dating?
No.
Buyer beware.
Here's the thing. If you do warn them, a lot of the time, especially, I don't know, was the person a dude or a girl?
The guy, the bad dater?
No, the friend that.
Oh, the friend that's asking is the guy. This guy.
Okay, well, I guess that. Because sometimes when you like try to warn somebody, like in my experience, is like I had a friend that I was like, "Ooh, he's not the best," and I would try to warn like my friends. They would think that I was jealous and trying to date that friend.
People are stupid.
So I mean, I would, but I would just be careful how I go about saying it.
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway too was like, if you are not concerned about the future of that friendship, or at least the immediate future, yeah, I think you should. But like, they're not going to take it well. No one's going to be like, wait, hold on. You told this person I'm trash? You know what? Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. No one's going to say that. It's never going to happen.
Nope.
So I think it's, though, very important because in the message they sent, they said specifically, I have a friend who's not in my inner circle. So I think they identified they have different levels because like inner circle is a phrase I use too for my closest friends. And I was once upon a time the trash friend. And I got told I was the trash friend. And obviously I didn't take it well, but I also wasn't like,
Walks away.
flip the burden out. I didn't take it well, but it was true because that's the other thing too is the level of trust. And that's why I say like, since it's not an inner circle person, I don't think they're going to take it well. But I think since it's, because the other part of it to me, and I don't know if you agree or not, meanwhile, is so it's how close you are with the other person. Like, not that like I want strangers to have their hearts broken, but like since it's a friend of your sister's, if you're decently close with them, yeah, I feel like you should probably maybe say something.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think so.
just.
Especially if you're like close with them, or if they're close to your family member.
Yeah, I feel like you should probably be like, hey, so just heads up, may or may not, this person may or may not be related to a bag of trash. I don't know. Just be on the lookout.
Yeah.
By the way, they cheated.
I don't know. That's a whole other subject is how deep you get into it besides just saying like,
No, I don't think you need to. Give,
I don't like
I
the
don't think
guy.
you need to give details. Just say like, hey,
hey.
this.
You know,
Oh, I picture because it's guys and girls relate differently to each other. There's a guy's like this total garbage human. Isn't your friend? Yeah, like he's great, but total garbage.
Well, here's the like.
That's how guys talk about each other. Like absolute trash. Like he's taking me to the airport next week, but total garbage.
you know, he's my friend, but I wouldn't trust him with my life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good dude. He's a good dude, but no, absolutely would I not date him. Well, like, so I had a situation where I was a trash person, and then I had a situation too. So I was seeing this girl in college, and then she cheated on me, and so I broke up with her, and then she was like, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm young. I'm going to be dumb. And I'm like, that's not how this works. So then about like 4 months later, a buddy of mine did the honorable thing and decided that he said he liked her, and he was like, hey, so I like her. I kind of want to date her. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea because of all this stuff that happened to me. And then he was like, yeah, well, I'm going to do it anyway. So then I wasn't friends with him for 8 months. And look, I feel bad for him. We're great friends now. We figured it out. But like, she cheated on me. That's why I was like, I'm mad at her. Then she then cheated on him 8 months into their relationship. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Ironically enough, to bring the story full circle, my favorite moment, I think, is so she cheated on me. And then she ended up whatever. And then she dated my friend. And then the guy that she cheated on my friend with, she got married to and had a kid with. And then he cheated on her. And a mutual friend of mine and my buddies told us that. And his exact response goes, oh, she got cheated on? Oh, I wish I knew how that felt. That sucks.
Oh no.
Cool.
Emotional damage.
What? She got cheated on? Oh no.
No.
Who could have seen that karma coming? Oh, man.
How does that
Karma.
taste?
I love karma. Just wait for it.
It was good to finally see it happen because someone who handled themselves so recklessly finally got what came up to him. I don't cheer for like she is now a single mom and that sucks. But also, oops. Like you hitched your wagon to someone and then after cheating on everybody else.
Now this isn't the dude that just can't get into a relationship with anybody, right?
It is one and the same.
Oh snap.
Just to recap, so I have 3 close friends. One is in a relationship that has now gone on for 7 years this summer, and they live together in a house that he owns. Another one is married and they have a kid, which just turned 5 in January. There's me, who has neither house nor kid, but has been with Ashley. It'll be 5 years this summer. And then there's that guy who is longest relationship over the last, let's see, I'm 32. So let's say over the last 7 years is probably 6 months.
What?
Yeah. He just doesn't seem to sustain a relationship.
Now I'm curious. Like, why?
Your guess is as good as mine. I haven't lived in the same town with him in probably the same amount of time. He moved out of our hometown into the same state, and then I left the state, and then I came back, and he was still out of town, and then we both left the state to different states. But I mean, just what I have been told by those around is that it seems to be a self-sabotager. That's what I've been told. Man, this is some deep drama. This was all fun and people getting cheated on and laughing about it. Now we're breaking down my friend.
No.
Okay,
We're gonna change. We're
yeah,
gonna
we're gonna
change.
change
Not
subject.
really, not change subject, but I kind of feel the same way.
Change
Like,
gears.
I feel like
Deep,
that.
right?
No. I feel like that.
Oh, you?
that as time goes on, I fear that I'm gonna be stuck in the single, and enjoy that more than actually being with somebody.
See, the funny thing is when I talk to him about it, he says he doesn't enjoy, like he wants to be in a relationship. I think the problem is that I think he raises expectations because he's a year older than me. So I turned 33 in May, so he'll be 34. But I think the problem is because he's 34 and doesn't have any long-term prospects and hasn't for like a decade now, I think part of the issue is that he's just like, this has to be serious. Like he has to find the one. And I think that's part of the problem. Is so like small things become bigger because it's like, well, could I see myself with this person for the rest of my life?
But that's what I do.
Okay, well then you're in the same boat.
Yes.
But then you also can't go the opposite way because this is where I am. I have been single for far too long that I'm too comfortable with my freedom that I'm like, is it worth it? Like, I'm able to do what I want, when I want, how I want.
That's the
With who I want.
That's the exact same reason that I don't have a kid. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want.
So I'm like, if I get like a partner, like, how is this gonna change? What is gonna change? And I'm like, am I ready for that? No. I'm just, I'm good.
This is why you're supposed to set up when you're still smoking hot in your 20s. You got that friend that you can fall back on at 40. Ironically enough, that buddy of mine, he's my friend I'm falling back on at 40 if I'm not married by then.
Interesting.
So maybe he's waiting on that. Maybe he's just waiting to cash that
Banking
out.
on that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know that I've ever told Ashley that. So on that bombshell, this has been the show after the show.